Hey there, survivors. Today I'll be covering my 5 top tips for State Decay. These tips can range from your advanced player to maybe a little bit more in the beginning side. Anyways, let's begin.
Number 1.
Early game ammo is really hard to find in State Decay, so one of my first and probably one of the more important tips, especially for early players, is to make sure that your selector switch is on single fire. You do not want to be in semi-auto or full auto because that will just waste your ammo on your guns. If you look at the bottom right of your screen whenever holding out your guns, you'll be able to see like a 3, 2, or 1 bullets below your gun, and just press down on D-pad, or I don't know the controls for PlayStation or PC, but down on D-pad for Xbox to change the selector switch, and just make sure to change it to a single bullet because that's a single fire. Anything else is really just wasting ammo. Now this is mainly for players that are just beginning to conserve ammo, but even now I have communities that are well invested into the game, and I still use single fire. Anyways, that concludes number 1.
Number 2.
This tip is pretty advanced, but it also can be set up for earlier in your gameplay. So what I'm talking about is your outposts. Your outposts are a very good thing. On the surface, they might not seem like too much, cool place to just kind of settle down and deposit your resources. Well, that's the most important of it, depositing your resources. Whenever you're out scavenging, you do not want all of your outposts in one area because you will not only be scavenging in one area. You might have to go around and scavenge. So that's why you really want to tactically position your outposts. If you look at my outposts right here, you see that they're on all corners of the map, and only one is near my base. The reason why that one is near my base is because it's a water plant and I need it. Anyways, looking at it, they're all positionally spread out like throughout the map. So no matter where I am, there's an area where I can go to deposit my resources. And this concludes number 2.
Number 3.
We all do it. We all drive our cars into zombies and State of Decay. Well, it's one of the more fun aspects of the game, to be honest. Driving your cars into zombies, just mowing them all down. It can be pretty fun, but also really destructive. Remember that your car does have HP, and that it can take damage. So in higher difficulties, do not ram into zombies with your car. Instead, use your door. By pressing X on Xbox, and I don't know the other controls for the other consoles, you can actually hit the zombies with your door. This does much less damage to the car, and will keep your car looking more pristine and nice. That concludes number 3.
Number 4.
A helpful thing in State of Decay is the following system. The following system is whenever you enlist someone to follow you, to help you around, and take stuff for you. Now, that is, in the beginning game, it may be okay to use your community members to help scavenge, stuff like that. But later game, whenever zombies become more active and there's lots more freaks and other things like that, you want to make sure that you enlist from your allies and not your community. If you enlist from your community, you're risking that survivor's death. And risking that survivor's death just really isn't worth it, especially in late game, and if the survivor is important to your community. There's going to be massive morale losses for getting them killed. So I suggest you bring your allies, just in case, in a situation, they can be your sacrificial lamb while you can run away. Anyways, this concludes number 4.
Number 5.
My 5th tip for State of Decay players is always carrying snacks and healing on you. Now, in early game, it may not seem too necessary to carry snacks and healing, but in late game, it is very, very necessary to carry snacks and healing. You never know whenever you might encounter a horde, or a infestation, and you might need healing. If you do not bring healing with you, you will risk your survivor's death. That simply isn't worth it just to go take out a few zombies. Remember, survivor death can lead to ultimate morale losses in your community, so it is best not to let them die. Anyways, this concludes number 5. Well, there they are, ladies and gentlemen, my 5 top tips for State of Decay. If you feel so inclined, please like, subscribe, and follow to make sure to be updated daily on my State of Decay videos. I will not be uploading too much because these videos take time to make, and I had to come up with ideas for videos, so they might take a bit. So just be mindful of that, and be sure to share to a friend to give them awesome tips. This is Cosmic817, signing out.